Geralt of Rivia, known as the White Wolf, had walked the path for many years, slaying monsters for coin and navigating the treacherous waters of politics and human nature. Yet, this adventure would be different. On this journey, he would have no companions, no allies, only his wits, his blades, and his unyielding resolve. One cold morning, Geralt rode into the remote village of Bryn Mawr, a place shrouded in mystery and rarely visited by outsiders. The villagers had posted a notice about a dire curse plaguing their home, with whispers of a monstrous creature lurking in the woods, preying on livestock and the occasional unfortunate soul who strayed too far from the safety of the village. Upon his arrival, Geralt found the village eerily quiet. The streets were deserted, and the buildings showed signs of neglect and fear. He dismounted his horse, Roach, and began his investigation. His first stop was the village notice board, where he found the original plea for help. Attached to it was a crude map, indicating the location of recent attacks and sightings of the creature. With map in hand, Geralt set off towards the dense, ancient forest known as the Blackwood. The path was overgrown and treacherous, but the White Wolf was undeterred. He moved silently through the underbrush, his senses heightened, his Witcher medallion vibrating softly as it detected nearby magic. The forest was dense, the canopy above blocking out much of the sunlight. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and decaying leaves. As he moved deeper into the forest, he began to notice signs of the creature's presence, deep claw marks on the trees, tufts of fur caught on branches, and the occasional pile of bones, stripped clean of flesh. Following the trail, Geralt soon arrived at a small clearing where the ground was scorched and the trees around it were twisted and blackened. In the center of the clearing stood an ancient stone altar, covered in strange, glowing runes. Geralt approached cautiously, examining the altar and the runes. He recognized the symbols as part of an old, forgotten language, used by a long-dead civilization known for its dark magic. As he studied the runes, a low growl echoed through the clearing. Geralt spun around, his hand on the hilt of his silver sword. Emerging from the shadows was a massive, wolf-like creature with glowing red eyes and fur as black as night. It was a werewolf, but unlike any Geralt had seen before. This one was infused with dark magic, its very presence corrupting the land around it. The werewolf lunged at Geralt, its claws slashing through the air. Geralt sidestepped, drawing his silver sword in a fluid motion. He struck at the creature, his blade slicing through its thick fur and into its flesh. The werewolf howled in pain but retaliated with a powerful swipe of its claws, knocking Geralt off his feet. Despite his efforts, the werewolf was relentless. It fought with a ferocity born of desperation and dark magic, its wounds healing almost as quickly as Geralt could inflict them. Realizing that conventional tactics would not be enough, Geralt changed his approach. He cast the Igni sign, a burst of flame erupting from his hand and engulfing the werewolf. The creature recoiled, its fur catching fire and its howls filling the clearing. Seizing the opportunity, Geralt struck again, his silver sword slicing through the werewolf's neck and severing its head from its body. The creature collapsed to the ground, its dark magic dissipating into the air like smoke. With the werewolf defeated, Geralt turned his attention back to the altar. He carefully examined the runes, deciphering their meaning and the curse they represented. It became clear that the werewolf had been created as a guardian of the altar, bound by dark magic to protect it from intruders. Realizing that the altar was the source of the curse plaguing Bryn Mawr, Geralt knew he needed to destroy it. He gathered his strength and cast the Ard sign, a powerful telekinetic blast that shattered the stone altar into pieces. As the altar crumbled, the dark magic dissipated, and the forest around him seemed to breathe a sigh of relief. With the curse lifted, Geralt made his way back to Bryn Mawr. The journey was long and arduous, but he felt a sense of accomplishment and purpose. He had faced the darkness alone and emerged victorious, proving once again that the path of the Witcher was one he could walk with confidence and determination. When he returned to Bryn Mawr, the villagers greeted him with gratitude and relief. They offered him a pouch of coins and promised to spread word of his heroics. Though he accepted their thanks, his mind was already on the next adventure. Mounting Roach, he rode out of Bryn Mawr, the call of the path urging him onward. For a Witcher's work was never done, and there were always more monsters to hunt, more curses to lift, and more mysteries to uncover. As he rode through the vast, untamed wilderness, Geralt felt a sense of peace and fulfillment. The path was long and often lonely, but it was his path, and he would walk it with unwavering resolve, knowing that his purpose was clear and his destiny was his own to shape.